didn't know this about me, I have a huge, severe fear and hatred for flying in airplanes. I don't know what happened with it, because I used to fly a lot when I was a kid, but as I got older and I guess I became more conscious of things that I could overthink, I always feel like I'm gonna crash and die. Again, I know they're the safest form of transportation, this, that. I've learned so much about planes because of this fear, but today we're gonna try to combat that fear by hopping on 2 different flights. Head over to Washington, where Jake Schnatter lives. There's 2 objectives with this trip. One is going to be to steal one of his many cars. He does not need that many damn cars. Buys a new one every week. He's got to share the wealth. I want a new car. And the second is going to be to expose and find out how he's making so much damn money. I know so many people ask this question. They want to know. They want to find out why and how and where it comes from. So let's go hop on some planes. Obviously we survived the 2 flights. I did not film last night because we're 3 hours ahead, so it was like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I was so tired, but you couldn't tell. We have made it to Jake's house. We got his 600 LT here with his new wheels, his 4N M4, the big Tonka F450, the Trackhawk. I don't think you've been in the video yet. Guys, this is, what's your name? Dave. Max is LARPing right now. He's just manifesting.
Just sit down.
What the fuck are you doing right now?
Have you ever sat in a car ever?
What is that method?
No, I fit.
Is it comfortable?
I think this might suck on a long drive.
Bro, it's like insane. It's just straight carbon fiber.
Then if we head to the back of his house, there's some more cars here. We got the infamous 3,000 horsepower Camry that's got no windshield, a completely dented in roof, no sunroof. This thing has gone through a rough life, but I guess it's been fun for him. Then he has more cars in here. The C7Z06, the C6Z06. These 2 are so nice. Except he has even more cars than this still. He's got another shop, which we're gonna go to later, but this is why I gotta just take one of these off his hands. He's not even gonna notice. And in the front garage, we have his Viper. The 600 LT was here, but god damn, dude. I think I'm gonna get to drive. By get to drive, I'm gonna be taking this car. Manual V10. It's a fat freaking wing. He's trusting me with this one because I'm the veteran out here. I gotta interrupt this video to say thanks to today's sponsor, iScooter, with their iX8. This is an off-road dual motor electric scooter with a 60 km/h top speed with a peak 2400 watt motor. It goes 70 kilometers in max range. It's got 12-inch brushless tires, 35 kilograms of weight, and it can support up to 150 kilograms of load. You have a front brake, a rear brake, and then you got a bunch of controls here. These are your headlights, the horn, power button. M switches from 1-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive. Right now we're in park. You hit the plus button to go to 1, 2, 3, and 4. The higher the number, the more aggressive the throttle is and the faster the scooter will go. The lower the number, the more economical it'll be. You have turn signal right and left, which actually shows up on the scooter, and you get your brake lights at night, so you'll be fully illuminated on the street. It's also really easy to pack up and take in your car. You just release this lever, that clips in, and then the scooter folds down and it locks into place like that, and then you can pick it up and take it wherever you want. In the dual motor mode and the fastest drive mode of 4, it is pretty torquey, so I would go very easy in the throttle because like it does launch you away. Just so you guys can see again that it is an off-road scooter, it can really do mud, trails, and grass like super easily. If you want to get your own, check out the link in the description and use my code to save some money on your own iScooter. Now let's get back to the video. Are you driving this? Fire in the hole! It's not as loud as I thought. I think Abo is driving the M4. I don't know what car I should go in here. This thing sounds freaking insane. I said this before, dude, the downshifts on this car sound insane.
What the fuck?
Yo, I need a V8. Oh my god, I want to drive that car so bad. All right, we made it to Jake's shop where the remaining cars were hiding. And this is the infamous Huracan. Did the windshield, did that happen in the crash?
When it went to the fence, like one of the poles went down.
Oh my God. That's crazy that you guys like actually walked away fully unscathed.
These cars are built, these cars are built to crumple,
Yeah.
but only enough.
It's crazy to see it in person because obviously I've only saw the pictures and the videos, but it's like makes it more surreal and scary, I think, looking at it like this. This side too got messed up pretty bad. I don't think the wheel's supposed to be cambered like that. And then over here is his second Huracan that he recently picked up. This became the parts car, which is gonna get transferred over here because this was also in a crash, but much less damage, much more savable. Is it the same interior or this is different?
This is different. Mine's the solid black seat. So
Do you like this more?
no. So that's what, well also I just want this car, like you know, the main things like the car's the exact same color and everything at the end of the day. What's gonna make this car feel like my old Huracan is if it had the same interior, same steering wheel, all that stuff. Because that's where you're sitting, that's where you're gonna be.
Yeah, that's
when
what
you're
you
experiencing
touch.
the car.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm putting all the interior stuff into this car, and it'll be like the car never left.
Gosh, such a nice color. He did recover this from the first Huracan, and this twin turbo kit is gonna be going back on this guy right here. Over here we have the G82 M4 with the bead locks on it because if you come to the front, this thing is a big single. I think it's a 6870 from Turbo Smart. Definitely capable of making some jam. Max and I just finished doing this little race of who could remove the fender first. We have Team Canada and then Team USA over here. Their leader is Abo and he couldn't find his way out of his own house. Nick's just here for moral support. He was talking smack because it took us 20 minutes, I think, to remove this fender. Never been in this shop, don't know where the tools are. So we got all the tools ready for them and they got to watch our process and learn exactly how to do it step by step. Max also did abandon me halfway through to go and get pizza, so I'll let it slide because I'm hungry.
Oh, you stripped it.
Okay, 2205.
That's crazy. You cheated every second of the way. Yeah,
Guess what, OG?
I paved the way for you.
You've been on this planet for way longer than me.
Oh my God, butter.
Authentic downshifts?
Yeah.
I want to see Max catch up with the Viper. There's something stuck to the front of Victor's car.
I've only got 3 words for you guys after driving this car. I need one. Out of all of his cars, this is easily becoming, if not already is, my favorite one. Yesterday I drove the Viper a little bit and this drives 10 times nicer. I would enjoy this way more. This car may not look as good, but I could not stop smiling while driving it. These are the competition seats and they are so comfortable, but they still feel like a track and sports seat. Like they hug you so nicely. It's probably got one of the best feeling manual transmissions I've ever driven. I am a little tall for the car, like my knee does hit the steering wheel, but I can sacrifice that. This car is a 7-speed, but something just feels so wrong about shifting a manual car past 6. Like I feel like it's not supposed to have that. I don't want to break it. He's got a short shifter. I don't know if it's on an upgraded clutch. And even though it's still a newer car, it feels so raw. But the best part is obviously the sound. I actually feel like this is a car that I would replace my M2 with, and they are around the same price range. I don't know how we did this, but somehow we've LARPed our way into a 720S, and Victor is driving. Oh man, this car is cool. I've never been in a 720S before, so like we saw Remy for 3 seconds. Victor was in the seat. He just closed the door and said, "Follow us." And now they're in a grocery store, and we have this orange McLaren.
Yeah, Victor got kicked out because Remy didn't like how he was driving, so he's taking over.
This is
Traction
easy.
off's a death trap.
Is it easy to control or no?
Yeah.
What I was saying to Victor was that, like, I think obviously it should be, but it's so smooth.
It's so smooth.
Like,
dude.
it's
you don't
crazy.
feel like you're going. Yeah, if you don't look at the speed, 100 feels like 60.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, traction. That's traction control all the way off. It's so like
pretty good, though.
advanced. Like it will keep cutting throttle.
We got a pretty nice setup in the backyard now. The 600 LT, the 720S, the 4NM4, my C7 Z06, a bike. I don't know what this bike is. The Viper C6 Z06. And the M4 CS. Really not that much money if you think about it. Like, I could afford all of this easily. I probably just have to sell my Honda. That's about it. That'll cover it. So we're just gonna add one more car real quick. It's just no big deal though. Oh my god. That is insane. I'm in Jake's 600 LT now for the first time. We're going to a little meet. It's like a pre-meet for tomorrow's event. We've been here for about We've been here for like 5 seconds. I think everybody knows that Jake is here. It's probably crazy to see him, but also all of his cars all at once. We're gonna take a walk around and see what the car scene is like here in Spokane. Yeah, these look so cool. This is a 3-cylinder, right? What is this intake manifold? Yo, this is I've never seen a manifold sit like that. This is kind of random to be out here. No, this is really nice. S2000 is clean too. Yes. That's so wide. This looks, no, this is sick though. This is cool. I like the mismatched wheels. There's not too many cars here, but some quality ones for sure. It's a 3000T. My brother had this car. Yeah, this is the first car my brother had. These are so cool. They're so rare. This wing is maybe too much for me, but these cars are really cool. They come twin turbo all-wheel drive or NA front-wheel drive. This M5 caught my eye as soon as I came in. It's probably like one of the nicest greens. Minivan revving, I love it. Oh my god! Yeah, that's so awesome, dude. Damn, it's like every downshift. That was fucking huge. No, that was the biggest one. Oh my god. Well, it's the next day, and today is the actual reason, mostly why we came out here to visit Jake, is because it's a big season opener for a car event that he's kind of been partnering with, and we're all showing up, bringing all his cars out too. So we're just stopping to get some breakfast, but got a pretty cool lineup here, twin turbo R8. This thing looks crazy. I'm pretty sure this event's at a track, so I'll see you guys there in a little bit. I'm still driving the C7, of course. I really claimed this car for the trip. I'm not kidding. Jake finished somewhat swapping parts over from the other Huracan to this one, so he brought it to the show. And the front end's not totally done, but it's good enough. I'm gonna walk around and show you guys some of the cars here, but only the ones that I think are really freaking awesome. This has always been one of my favorite JDM cars, the Toyota MR2. I think these are so freaking cool. Mid-engine, I know it's tiny. It's a 1.3 liter, I think. I forget the displacement on it, but how often do you see a nicely done RX-8? This thing is sick. The color's super fire. I think this one has enough carbon, all right, guys? Let's settle down here. Literally everywhere.
E6 Forge wheels.
Oh, E6 Forge wheels. The same wheels on my end, too. This thing has 2.5-inch wide tires in the front, probably like a 3-inch tire in the back. Remy is taking the Tesla in to actually try to do a burnout. He's on off-road tires. I don't know how this is gonna go, but... now present to you Ferraris and Fireballs. My God. I bet you if he goes for like another 3 miles, you'll still hear it. I think I'm about to go in this thing right now, and I'm kind of scared, but Jesus Lord have mercy on me. I had like a stomach bug or something last night. I could not stop vomiting, and I haven't puked in like 2 years. So I'm hoping that this doesn't bring it out of me again. Should I sign a waiver? I always get comments on why I don't race your car.
I do see those comments. You guys need to race.
Yeah, it's like, no, we don't. The fuel pump priming is louder than my idle. It makes me want to just be so irresponsible and like buy a K-Series and do some stupid shit like this. Because I can't even describe it. Like, I literally, an indescribable feeling. Seeing the cars that are moving like way ahead, and then it literally seems like they just stop.
When you guys started going, Remy, he started to keep up, so he like went with you guys, and you just like.
So, bro, my reaction is funny because I'm literally like this. I literally couldn't keep my eyes open. I forgot to film an outro, but I'm obviously back home now with my car. I survived the 4 flights. I think my flying fear is pretty much gone. Really fun trip, had a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.